Pokemon 151 is tearing up everywhere. I mean, literally it's doing incredibly well in the market. Single card prices are not only holding, but are going up. The supply is kind of reaching the demand, kind of not. I don't think it is, but it is doing insanely well across the board. Now, the real question is this going to be the next Evolving Skies? That is one question I get asked by you guys quite a bit, actually. It's actually one of the things I've seen in the comments going, Jace, I think 151 is going to be the next Evolving Skies, or is going to be the Evolving Skies equivalent in the Scarlet and Violet era. Well, today we'll be taking a look at 151 and some other sets to compare it against to see whether or not that is true. Let's get into it. Alright guys, 151, it is arguably, well, the best set that was released last year by a mile. Now, I do believe it is better than Crown Zenith, which did come out at the start of last year. I think 151 might take it just because of the power of nostalgia. Now, I'm an OG, I collected Pokemon from its inception, and I do feel like that a lot of players and a lot of collectors grow to it as well. Now, every single time they go back to the original 151, that set tends to do incredibly well. Hidden Fates did that quite well, where it went back to a lot of the original Pokemon and it brought a lot of people into the hobby. And I also feel like that Celebrations did the same as well, bringing back some of the OG artworks that people love and remember. And then of course we have XY Evolutions, which was an absolute home run of a set that brought back that nostalgia of those base set style cards with some new iterations. 151 took that idea and made brand new artwork of all of our favorite Pokemon, and it is absolutely incredible. On top of that power of nostalgia, it is also just a solid set. I mean, it's got average pull rates. I mean, it does feel quite tough now and again. And on top of that, you do have the really strong illustration rares. Now, illustration rares have done incredibly well. In fact, most of them are more expensive than some of the special illustration rares in the set, and it's putting the overall estimated value of when you crack packs up even higher. So today we're taking a look at TCG Player 151 and a few other sets to compare whether or not 151 could possibly be the next Evolving Skies. Find out. Alright, let's take a look at 151 here. So these are organized into the best selling, alright? Now there's going to be a combination of obviously the sealed product and the single card prices. We have the big boy Charizard at $114. I mean, the UPC has been selling incredibly well, although the price of it has dropped as I expected. You know, I didn't see it hold its value at $130. There's just no chance, right? So that has been dropping. It has been selling out very quickly. The booster bundles, they've jumped up massively in price. These are the cheaper option at 6 packs per bundle. Is it really cheaper? Not really, but there we go. That's $40 for a booster bundle. Then you have the ETB, which is getting lots of reprints right now at $54/$55. I feel like this is probably one of the best options to buy. I mean, you're looking at around $15 more expensive than the booster bundle, but you do get 3 extra packs and you get the promo and you get all the accessories. Is that worth it for the extra $15? Yeah, to be fair, but 151, it kind of is, right? And then, of course, we've got the other single cards which are holding good value and are selling quite well as well. We've got the Blastoise at 46. We've got the Venusaur at 40. Charmander's doing really well with an illustration rate at 32. So here we've got the normal booster packs. They've been going up in price. They're nearly $6 a booster pack. Don't forget, this is a special set. This isn't just a normal set. So when we see higher prices of products, kind of makes sense. Plus, also, they bumped up the MSRP across the board in Scarlet and Violet era. So I do expect them things to be naturally a bit more expensive, especially if they're good, right? And then you got the Zapdos, you got the Full Art Charizard. You got so many cards in this set, which are doing incredibly well. Now, when we look at high to low on card values, so we have the Charizard leading the way at $114. That's dropped a little bit, but still doing very well. And then, like, how I judge a set is how many cards are over $30, how many cards are over $20, how many cards are over $10. Like, is it going to be worth your value of cracking open these packs? Because if you have, like, 2 cards at $100, and then every other card in the set, like Champion's Path as an example, being, like, $3 to $4, that's a really bad set. Like, it's either you hit those 2 cards or you just throw money down the drain. We don't want that. So with 151, very, very different, okay? So we have a few cards, actually quite a bunch of cards, over $30, right? So we've got the Squirrel, 29, so that's 30, right? We have 8 cards in the set that are $30 or more. That's very good. Now let's go to the next bracket, which is $20 or more. We go probably as far as the War Turtle. So we have, what, 4, 8, 12... 15 cards that are 20 or more. Looking pretty good, right? And then the next bracket, $10 or more. Well, this first page ends on $11, so we actually have to go to the next page. And then we have the side arc. So we finish with the side arc. So you're going to be getting what? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, about 25 cards that are $10 or more. That's pretty good. Now let's compare it to a set like Crown Zenith, which did come out last year and has been, you know, discussed as arguably one of the best sets in the Sword and Shield era. How does it compare? So we have Crown Zenith cards now. I must say, Crown Zenith has been out a year. Pokemon 5-1 has not been out a year, but I still don't think that really makes a huge difference. Now, Crown Zenith did actually get printed quite a bit, had quite a long release window. I think it's like 4 or 5 month release window. 151, however, didn't, but they're still restocking 151. But I do feel like things are going to shift, but we'll see. So, obviously, the cards here have dropped in value. They've been out over a year. They've been printed quite a bit. That's why. Okay, and on top of that, Crown Zenith does have pretty good pull rates. We have to take all of that into consideration. So, Giratina. Top card in the set is $74, and then we got the Arceus at $55. So we want to look at cards that are over $30. And on cards we got over $30, we've got 5 cards, right? The 4 gold cards and the Mewtwo V-Star are all over $30. So not quite as much as we saw from 151. Then in $20, we have 1 card, which is the Leafeon. So now all of a sudden, we are looking at just, what, 6 cards that are $20 or more. Alright, let's take a look at $10 or more. Now this set actually does have quite a few cards that are over $10, but nowhere near as much as 151. So we actually stop here at the Zacian. So we're looking at, what, 4, 8, 12, 14 cards compared to the 25 in 151. So there's a few things we've got to take into consideration. Of course, 151 is a little bit more pricey than Crown Zenith at the moment, just because there's a lot less of 151 around than Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith has been out a year, just given its time to, I say mature, but it's kind of, you know, settled its prices. Whereas 151, I actually think that the power of nostalgia and tougher pull rates will have an overall much bigger impact. The fact is that, as a rule, when a set gets heavily opened, card prices plummet. And 151 really didn't do that. In fact, 151 did the opposite, and a lot of the illustration rares went up in value. It was a bit unusual. We don't normally see that. Now, let's actually compare 151 to Evolving Skies, because that's the set that everybody's comparing 151 to. Now, this is going to be an interesting one. Is this going to be the next Evolving Skies? We'll get into that. So, Moonbryon, of course, $530 odd. We're looking at big money cards in this set. This set is really unusual to have this many cards be worth this much, especially from as early or as recent as the Sword and Shield era. So let's take a look. I mean, we look at cards, what, over $30? All right, we're going to be scrolling down a fair bit. So over $30, we have, okay, so it's the Leafeon. It's a big jump, actually, because you've got the Umbreon, the rainbow here. It's 28. But then the next card highest is the Leafeon at 55. Like, that's a huge jump. So let's look at this. So we actually got 4, 8. We got 12 cards that are above 30 and quite comfortably above 30, by the way. And then 20, we've got another, what, 5, 6 cards to add into that list. So that's not too bad. So that's pretty good. And then over 10, we're actually going on to the second page. So similar to 151. Going on to the second page for $10. So we're looking at a few more cards actually from Evolving Skies. So wow, quite a few. So we're looking at another 8 cards to add. So yeah, we're looking at anywhere probably between 32 to 33 cards that are over $10. Now don't forget, Evolving Skies 1, it's been out for a long time. Yes, it did get massively printed. There was a ton of it around. However, booster packs and booster boxes are super expensive. But that doesn't always mean, if the booster packs are expensive and the sealed products are expensive, it doesn't mean that the cards are going to be more expensive. We've seen that with much older sets. If you go back to really, really older sets, even black and white and beyond, you're talking thousands and thousands of dollars for a booster box for the biggest card in the set, or most cards in the set, to be worth less than some of these modern era cards. So, you know, the price of the pack doesn't necessarily correlate to the value of the card. But, you know, there we go. And the fact that Evolving Skies has been heavily printed, you know, it's been out for a long time, and these cards have gone through that massive drop when the set came out, then it jumped up, then it got reprinted and dropped again, and then it gradually went up over time, and this is where we're at. And, you know, there's a lot of fan favorite cards in here. We got to kind of compare 151 to this. Is there a lot of fan favorite cards in 151? Absolutely. I mean, it's incredible. It's such an incredible set. So, do I think 151 is going to be the next Evolving Skies? It's really difficult to compare not only a holiday set to a regular set, but Evolving Skies is such an unusual circumstance. It really, really is. You know, a lot of people said, oh, Evolving Skies is similar to Team Up. They're very different. Team Up was very short printed. Evolving Skies was heavily printed, and it still just, you know, crushed it. It's really interesting to see how well obviously Evolving Skies done, and will there ever be another one? Everyone always says, is there going to be another Evolving Skies? I feel like there will be at some point. Is 151 going to be that? I will probably say no, but I do feel like it is the best set in the Scarlet and Violet era so far, and I would actually argue that it's probably the second best set that has been released in both Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet. I just think it is. You know, if number one would be Evolving Skies as the top dog, then I genuinely think 151 has to be number 2. I do feel like it is better than Crown Zenith. Although Crown Zenith has done pretty well, I think 151 is an absolute monster right now, and it's doing incredibly well, and I expect it in the future when it's out of print to do very well. We could be looking at, you know, it's a holiday set, no booster boxes. You could be seeing ETBs reaching that shiny legends level where it's like 300 of an ETB. We could see that happen. You know, will it go the same way as Hidden Fates? Yeah, I think at least, you know, go the same way as Hidden Fates. I feel like pretty much on that par of Hidden Fates, maybe even be slightly better than Hidden Fates, but only time will tell regarding that. But right now, 151 is an absolute juggernaut, and it's doing incredibly well. If you made this far into the video, guys, and you've enjoyed it, make sure to smash the like button and make sure you subscribe for more Pokemon content. And let me know your thoughts down in the comments, guys. Do you feel like this is the next Evolving Skies or not? I don't think it is, but I do feel like it is damn close, and I feel like it's going to be a very, very good one moving forward. But yes, let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comments. I'm intrigued to see what you guys think. I think Evolving Skies still has it, but 151 is doing very, very well. If you want to know what the top 10 most expensive cards in Powered Day and Fates are going to be, which is going to be the brand new set drop-in, then make sure to click the video on screen right now. And if you watch more Pokemon content, guys, you know what to do. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. That's it from me, guys, in this video. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are legends, and I'll see you in the next one.